The following video is not made for kids under 13. If you are not 13 years old, please exit out of the video now. And please, YouTube, do not sue me. Hey guys, Mooky here, and I'm back with another part of What If Izuku Was the Reincarnation of Noctis. This is part 8. In the last part, Izuku helped everyone stay calm during the emergency with the media getting through the gates, and also gave his support items to Shoto, Kirishima, and gave the support item that May made and to Denki, and also gave the Trident of the Oracles to Ochako. And with that said, let's get into this. The next day, everyone from Class 1A now arrives to go to the USJ, with Izuku basically telling everyone that they can say whatever the heck they want, as Ida saying, that will not do, Midoriya. We have to sit in alphabetical order and assign seats. You are a class rep after all. As Izuku saying, I think it's better if we just sit where we want. You can't really force people to sit in alphabetical order, like in our homeroom class. As everyone's saying, come on, Ida, just let it go. After that, everyone soon gets on the bus to the USJ, as everyone soon began explaining their quirks and see how popular they would be as heroes. As Izuku saying, I'd probably be number 1 in an instant, given my quirk after all. As Sero soon says, man, Midoriya, you're really arrogant, you know that? And I thought Bakugo was like that. As, Bakugo saying, dude, you would be number 1. You had to get past me, you dumbass. You got that? As Izuku saying, did you forget that I beat you last time during the hero versus villains training exercise? As saying, you son of a bitch! What did you just say? 'Cause I swear. As soon after, Shoto soon says, Bakugo, calm down. You lost. Get over it. As saying, shut up, Icy Hot, you're not involved with this. As Kirishima thinks, gotta give Bakugo some credit. He's got passion, don't you think? As, Kaminari says, but his personality's kind of like dumpster fire. I gotta agree with somewhat. With Mineta soon looking at both Izuku and Ochako, as Ochako leans on Izuku's shoulder, as Mineta thinks, it's so not fair that, wow, you two just met and now you guys are a couple. It's just not fair. As soon after Mina soon comes in, I think it's actually romantic, saying that Class 1A already has their first couple, as both of them began blushing and feeling a bit embarrassed. But Izuku saying, it just shows that we were meant to be together. And that's all. As soon after Ochako's face begins going more and more red, feeling embarrassed after what Izuku said, as he begins apologizing right after. After that, they all arrive at the USJ, with Izuku and Ochako begin geeking over 13. As she began explaining that the USJ is a place where they'll be doing rescue training in certain situations in certain zones. So they gotta get used to certain locations after all. As she soon explains that quirks can be used to help people, but also can be used to kill as well. It's our jobs to help you figure out a way that you can. That's in a way that you can help people in such a way. As Izuku begins thinking, about about the power of the kings, that it can be used to help and protect people in a way. But I wonder if he could. But then has a memory, a flashback dealing with Noctis, about during a time when where his power was that he gave his power to his friends, being Procto, Gladio, and Ignis, that they were able to use somewhat of the power of the kings during their journey. But Izuku doesn't know how to do that, how to give that power to him, to them, to his closest friends. As he begins thinking this, he begins feeling a presence, feeling something is off. As Ochako soon notices this, saying, "Izuku, are you okay?" As thinking, "I just don't know. I feel like something bad is going to happen." As soon as he says that, a black gate soon enters nearing the entrance of the USJ. As soon after, tons of people begin coming out, and last, a man with hands all over his body, and a giant dude with brains coming out, and a beak for a mouth comes out as well. As Kirishima-san says, "I thought this was rescue training. Are we doing villain training again?" As Aizawa-san says, "No, we're not." As soon after, Izuku saying, "Damn it. I guess that bad feeling was this after all." As the man with the hand says, "Greetings, students of UA and faculty as well. We are the League of Villains, and we have come, and don't you think this is the perfect place for the symbol of peace to die?" As hearing this, both Izuku, Shoto, Kirishima, and Kaminari heard this, and simultaneously all four of them saying, "Die!" As soon after, Izuku hearing this, brings out his broadsword as he walks to the entrance, as Aizawa saying, "Midoriya, what are you doing? Stay back, this isn't..." "No, I can't." After making a comment like that, people don't don't become that arrogant saying that they can kill the symbol of peace. Not in this day and age. So they got something up their sleeves. As Aizawa looks into Izuku's eyes, that he seems cold, calculating, and ready for anything. As he looks into those eyes, realizing those aren't the eyes of a student or a fanboy hero. Those are the eyes of somewhat of a pro, a hero, somebody who's seen things that a normal person shouldn't have. As he soon lets down his guard, and soon after, Izuku throws his broadsword nearing the entrance, where a couple of villains begin saying, "They just send a lone kid? I guess he thinks that he can beat us out." Before realizing it, Izuku uses the Sword of the Wise and basically knocks back a couple of the villains by using the flat edge of the sword to knock all of them back with barely taking any damage that he normally would from using a royal arm. As soon after, Shigaraki sees this, saying, "What the hell? How the hell did he do that?" As Kurogiri soon shows himself and saying, "Tomura Shigaraki, I believe that's the student that the master wished for us to capture." As soon after, Shigaraki brings out a photo and a picture of Izuku, as he's saying, "That's right, that's him. Besides killing All Might, Master wanted him alive to take his quirk." When Izuku awakened the power of the kings, besides the media getting a hold of a student able to steal tons of weapons from a museum, All for One also noticed this as well, realizing that a quirk like that would be quite would be quite amazing in his collection, after all. As soon after, he tells Nomu, go get that kid, but make sure you don't kill him, after all. As the Nomu soon hears this and rushes at Izuku, while Izuku begins beating down a couple of villains easily just by using one of his regular spears, by knocking them out a little bit. He soon noticed that the Nomu was rushing at him at full speed and was about to knock him out. But with his good reflexes, he was able to throw his spear onto the side and warp to it easily right behind the Nomu. As a couple people within everyone, as Class 1A noticed this, Eijirou soon says, Midoriya's taking out all of them so easily, and yet we're just standing here and doing nothing. As Bakugo saying, I'm not letting that bastard show me up any longer. I'm going down there no matter what. As soon after Kirishima and Kaminari soon choice, we're not letting our best friend fight down there all by himself. As Kaminari say, yeah, I mean, I am kind of freaked out, but I can't just leave Izuku fighting on his own. As Shoto didn't even say anything and rushes down there using his ice to launch him forward. As both 13 and Aizawa sees this and thinks, Todoroki, what are you? While in the air, he begins having flashbacks of his life, of his parents and everything else, as he still hesitates to use his flames, but realizes that his friend needs him and says to just screw it, and uses his fire, and soon burns a couple of the villains that are in the area. As Izuku notices, says, Shoto, what are you? Midoriya, you help. I'm not going to leave my friend to fight on his own. You know that, right? As Izuku sees this and smiles, saying, thanks, man. As soon after, Kurogiri says, damn it all, I can't fight all of them here. Kurogiri, send them to different areas. As he's saying, as you wish, Tomer Shigaraki. And just like in canon, everyone was sent to different areas, just like before. However, in this one, both Izuku and Shoto are all alone to fight against Shigaraki, a couple of the villains nearing the entrance. So Izuku will not be going to the shipwreck zone with, Suyu and Mineta, like in canon. So, yeah. But as for Kaminari, he still goes to the same area with Jiro and Momo in the mountain zone. But this time he isn't nervous or freaked out about him not being able to use his quirk, as he still got permission to use Hatsume's disc gauntlet to use for his costume. As he soon remembers that both Izuku and Shoto are fighting as well, and that he has to fight too. That he can't just sit back and feel like he's useless. As he now has the eyes of determination, he readies one of his disc shots and soon screams out, I'm not gonna fall behind my friends. They need me, and I'm not just gonna leave them behind. As he shoots a couple of two discs in certain areas, and prepares his electricity. Right as he prepares, the disc hits a rock wall. As the villains begins laughing, saying, "Where are you aiming, kid?" As he's saying, "What do you think?" And shoots both. Holds out two of his fingers out, and his electricity begins go straight to the disc. As the villains that were in front of them began getting electrocuted and shocked, as they all scream out in pain. As soon after, both Jiro and Momo are impressed, as they believe that it was hard for him to even control his quirk. After that, Kaminari soon says, I promised. I won't be dead weight to those guys. I swear it. As for Kirishima, he still goes into, well, the same area as in Bakugo, into the building area, with them facing against a couple of villains. As well, Kirishima still can't use the engine greatsword yet, so because he still wants to build up some muscle before then. But he's still strong enough to handle himself. But Izuku did give him something, that of a transforming shield that is made for transformable quirks. As soon after, the villains see this, saying, "What's the matter? Afraid of us? What's that shield going to do?" As he soon presses the button, and then he activates his quirk. As the shield begins getting spikier and a little bit heavy, but Kirishima is still strong enough to carry it. As Kirishima runs up to the villains and using the shield to block their attacks, and soon knocks every single one of them out with the shield. As Bakugo sees it, saying, "Holy shit, I didn't know shitty hair was that strong." As Kirishima saying, "Hey, who are you calling shitty hair? And if anything, both our hairs are basically the same." As getting a little bit distracted, he didn't see a villain that was coming right at him, as Bakugo rushes at the villain and explodes him, knocking him back, as saying, "Watch your back, shitty hair." As Kirishima says, "Thanks, Bakugo," as he realized, maybe it isn't so bad after all. But I'm still friends with Izuku. I don't plan on betraying my friend no time soon. As he soon sees a couple other villains and rushes at them and screams. As for Izuku and Shoto, well, they're still fighting against a couple of the villains, while Shoto fights against low-level villains and tries to, with Aizawa helping out as well. Izuku tries his best to keep his distance from the Nomu with his teleportation warp strikes. He's a lot more faster that the Nomu can barely even keep up, because of Izuku's quick reaction speed, and as he's hoping that he can tire him out, but realize that that the Nomu is barely even feeling tired at all. However, Izuku's the one that's starting to reach his limit, as saying, "Damn it, screw this, I just have to end this now." As he soon throws his spear right back and tries to make some space while clearing his mind, and begins to bring out one of his royal arms, that being the great sword of the Tall. As Shigaraki and Kurogiri see this, and as Shigaraki tells Kurogiri to use a warp gate right in front of Izuku and the Nomu to make sure that he doesn't lay a hit on him. As Kurogiri does this, before Izuku could land a hit on the Nomu, he throws his sword to the other side and warps right beside the Nomu. As they see this and think, "What the actual hell?" and uses the sword of the Tall, knocking the Nomu right through the warp gate, landing right in the air where Izuku was, and then Izuku going through it, and then hitting the Nomu more with the great sword of the Tall, and knocking him right back down to the ground. As the Nomu is now landing face first on the ground, still not moving. As Izuku lands, he soon goes to his knees, realizing that he still hasn't handled all of his royal arms, as his arms begin feeling like they're going to break off anytime soon using this power. While he's trying to catch his breath, he soon notices that the Nomu has gotten back up and is heading straight for him. Izuku basically puts up this great sword of the Tall and decides to use a royal arm that he is used to now, and that being the katana of the warrior. As the Nomu rushes at him, Izuku basically cuts the Nomu's arm that was just about to punch him. As the Nomu stops, and Izuku sheaths the sword again, and soon after, the Nomu's arm was cut clean off. As Shigaraki sees, what? How? As Izuku soon gets back up, even though and feels in pain as he walks to the entrance, as he thinks, damn, this is starting to get overwhelming right now. After that, soon as he tries to catch his breath, All Might and also all the teachers of UA soon appear with Ida. As Shigaraki sees this, what? How did they come so much sooner? As Izuku thinks, looks like they took my tip seriously. Oh, thank God. As Shoto, while the Nomu is starting to regenerate, Shoto uses his ice to freeze the Nomu to keep him from regenerating. As Izuku saying, thanks, Shoto. After that, All Might soon screams out, students, never fear, because I am here. As he rips off his tie, but is not smiling. As Izuku realizes that All Might isn't smiling. As he realizes, well, shit, he must be really pissed if he's not smiling. After that, he soon takes out a couple of small-time villains in front of Aizawa, and then, right in front of Shoto, he punches the Nomu close to the center of the USJ. As Shoto soon says, All Might, as he tells him, well done, young Todoroki. I believe that you truly are gotten strong, and you've done well to support not just your fellow classmates and teacher, but your friend, young Midoriya, as well. I'll take it from here. As he soon goes to the Nomu. As for the Nomu, he takes a lot more, thanks to Izuku and Shoto working together, he takes way much more damage than he would have in the beginning of their fight. As everyone begins seeing this fight, and even Shigaraki and Kurogiri notices that the Nomu is struggling, they try to interfere in their fight. However, both Bakugo and Kirishima stopped them before they could do any more damage. As for Izuku, he also comes in with using one of his royal arms, that being the Sword of the Mystic, as blades began coming down onto them, trapping them in place and not even fading away. As they saying, what the hell? How did this? As Izuku puts his sword on his shoulder, saying, all I needed was a little rest to heal myself up. Like you guys were going to fully beat me. As he's saying, I can't believe it. I figure somebody with your quirk wouldn't be easy to capture. As Izuku saying, capture? Wait, are you here to not just kill All Might, but also kill me? As Shigaraki saying, damn it. As Kurogiri says, Tomura Shigaraki, you must leave. As Bakugo saying, I wouldn't do anything funny if I was you. As he soon has his hand on his metal brace, seeing that my normal attacks couldn't hurt you when you're in your mist form, I figure there was some way to keep you intact. Guessing this metal brace. I mean, what would happen if this thing exploded, you son of a bitch? As little explosions began going around Bakugo's hand. As Izuku saying, hold him still, Kachan. I still need some answers. As soon after, Izuku puts away the blade of the Mystic, and soon brings out a handgun that he has. As everyone sees this and thinks, wait, Midoriya, what are you? He soon brings it to Shigaraki's head at right below him and saying, okay, you're going to explain on why the hell would you want to capture me? And also, how the hell does that thing that All Might's fighting have multiple quirks? Because seriously, somebody that just has a super strength quirk or enhancement or body enhancement quirk shouldn't be able to stand up to All Might and also have the power to regenerate as well. So, care to explain before I blow your brains out? As after Shigaraki says, damn it all, how did you son of a... As soon, right after that, All Might soon knocks the Nomu into the air, and then, as All Might soon feels his time limit reaching his end, but takes less damage than he normally would in canon, so his time limit doesn't drastically change like it would normally. As Izuku saying, well, that takes care of that. Don't need to use this anymore. As Izuku takes his gun away from Shigaraki's head. As Bakugo saying, what the hell are you doing, Deku? And saying, well, now that All Might took care of that guy, there's no reason to worry about these guys anymore. Since the cops and our fellow hero teachers should be taking care of all the other villains around the USJ easily, there's nothing to worry about anymore. As he soon says, but like hell, we still need to keep these. As soon after his all the holographic swords that are around that are keeping both Shigaraki and Kurogiri at bay soon fade. As soon after, Shigaraki jumps away with Kurogiri moving out of the area and getting to Shigaraki. As Bakugo saying, you bastard, get back here! As Izuku soon shoots his gun at Shigaraki, but not at the head, at one of his legs. As he thinks, what the hell? What? Wait, that's not a real bullet, isn't it? As saying, nope, rubber bullets. They may not pierce your skin, but they still hurt like a bitch. Isn't that right? As he's saying, you bastard. So, I'm going to, personally, knowing you're the real ringleader, and I know I'm not going to get any information out of you. So, until the next time we meet, I will. But, before you go, as he shoots another rubber bullet at Shigaraki, this time it was directly through the chest, knocking him back, and saying, you bastard! See, how about that as a farewell gift? As he soon puts his gun away, as Shigaraki angrily screams out, Kurogiri, get us out of here now! As Kurogiri soon uses his warp gate. Right after that, both, Bakugo and Kirishima walk up to Izuku, as Kirishima says, dang, Midoriya, I didn't think you had a gun with you. And saying, it was a gift from my dad. I told him I needed something for long-range combat. So I figured having a gun would work pretty well for me. But I needed rubber bullets because I don't use live ammo. That's what a villain would use. As Bakugo saying, you bastard, you took away, how could you let them go so easily? As we wouldn't be able to capture them even if we wanted to. The guy with the warp quirk, he wouldn't have gotten away easily anyway. So, and plus, there's no way that any of these small fries are going to give us any information that we want. So, let's just take this as a win, as is. And just hope that nobody in Class 1A got hurt. As he soon walks off, as Kirishima soon follows Izuku, as Bakugo realized, damn it, he did this like it was nothing. Like he wasn't worried one bit. If anything, it almost looked like he was a pro in this situation. Damn it, is he getting stronger than me? Still? As soon after, Izuku walked to All Might and offered his hand. Needed help, Mr. Number One, as All Might saying, thank you, young Midoriya, and grabs his hand, lifting the number one hero up. And that's it. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. Please tell me what you guys think in the comments below. I would love to hear them. And like and subscribe, which really helps out my channel. At any rate, this is Mooky, signing out. Later.